I'm here on the rooftop of one of the houses here in Nazareth Village with Rani, a guide here at the village. Rani, when I first read the story about the friends lowering their friend down in front of Jesus, cutting the hole in the roof, I always thought, until I came here, I always thought, well, you just remove a few planks, you scoot aside a few tiles, and then you drop the guy down through the hole in the floor. But the ceiling. But this is like a floor. This is like a concrete floor. Yep. It's so solid. What's it made of?
It's a process to get it done, first of all. And when it's done, actually it's solid, and it fits for actually some family just to sleep in here in the night when it's summertime for a good breeze like we're having right now.
So people would live up here.
Yeah, and actually if you want to dry up, I don't know, sheep wool, or some laundry up here, or some grapes to get some raisins, you use the roof. It's functional. There's a lot of uses of the roofs. So it needs to be solid, and the process to get it done takes a lot of time to get it that fits and like the one we have in here right now.
How thick is it? What's in there?
Let me show you in here on the side how it's done.
I think this is funny. You're going to show me biblical construction, and we've got a hospital being built over here with modern day construction. So unwrap this for me. I mean, it seems like it's quite a process, actually.
It's a long process. What I'm going to point about right now. First of all, in the thick walls for their houses, they spread up beams. Beams either from sycamore wood or cypress. Right. And after that, they spread up reeds and put them tied together. And after that, you put a thin layer of mud, as you can see in here. That's the first base. After that, they get...
this is all like starting to become a roof.
Yes, this is the step by step. This is what I'm going to point about. That's the first layer, first step. Then you get a roller made of stone, with 2 pieces of wood just to roll it, and you press one step. That's one step, leave it to dry. After that, when you get done, you get about this kind of earth mixed up with ashes and chalk and dirt and straw, and you spread it up on the top. It gets about 4 inches really thick, and it helps actually to absorb the water from cracking, from shrinkage itself, and it holds it. Then again, roll it and press it. Wait. Right. And then another step. Last step itself, you see in here, we have a mixture of mud, and the last layer will be mixed with lime.
Lime.
So last step, last layer, will be a thick mixture of mud with lime, and again, roll it. Now it depends on the size of the house. They're wealthy, it's a big house, and it's a big roof. You might do this process again, so you pick up, again, back from the beginning, reeds, and then you spread up the layers itself, of course. As I mentioned, you spread them out, and it gets really that thick.
Goodness. So from here to here could be the thickness of that roof.
Of a roof.
Of all of these different layers.
Yes, in the steps that I just mentioned in here.
And that is all resting on these cross beams that you said were the big cedar beams, or
not cedar. Notice it's either sycamore or cypress, and need to have some space between them. Depends on the size of the roof itself.
So you space the what, like this, or
something like this?
It would depend.
It depends mainly on the size of the house and the size of the roof itself.
So how if you've got 2 layers of reeds as well as hardened mud, how in the world do you make a hole through there?
Notice the point itself. When this roof and the process that I was just explaining here gets really solid like a cement. So if you need to dig a hole through a roof, you need to make an effort. Probably you get hammers. I know, get a couple of stones, sharp stones, hit them hard to break it up in the right way. And that just makes a small time. What if you need a big hole to lower somebody from there?
Wow, so
that's a good effort.
So you get the biblical jackhammer out and you start busting up that first layer.
Yes.
Until you get to the soft layer in the middle. Then you pull that out, but you're saying there could even be 2 layers of this reed in there.
Yeah.
So you've got to break that out.
Yeah.
Go through that soft layer, then go through another hard layer, and then break another layer of reeds out.
Yeah.
And if it's big enough, you got to make it big enough to let a person on a mat through. You got to
You got to
What
be
if you
so
hit the
creative.
beam?
You got to be so creative in this, in doing this to lower someone.
Well, how would you know how to make sure you're between two beams?
It's a good point. You know, you got to know where you're standing on a roof, because if you make a hole and you're standing on a roof, you might fall with the guy.
Yeah.
The roof will not stand the weight of the man who's going down, and also you guys on the roof. So you might fall down through the beams with him.
So you got to be standing on those support beams.
You got to be careful where you're standing on this roof when you open the hole.
So this whole process is not only a labor intensive, but it sounds like it's got to be well planned. You got to know where the beams are.
Yes.
And it's risky.
Very risky. As I said, risky for the people who are on the roof and risky for the people in the house. They might be falling, dirt. They might be falling the reeds on top of the heads of the people in the house itself.
And if this is hardened, it could be like pieces of cement or something.
It can hurt. And
Chunks
it's hard and it's dry. Yes.
Well, how easy is it to replace a hole? Or do you have to do the whole roof over? Do you have to?
Absolutely. If you want to fix it, if you want to repair it, it takes a lot of time. It needs to go through the process I just explained, or if you need to pay money for it to get it fixed.
These friends had to be very determined. They had to love their friend a lot. They had to be really determined.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like it was not only risky for them. It sounds like, I mean, wouldn't the owner of the house be?
Oh, that's considered an insult for the owner of the house if you do something like this. If you look at the story, you got a Jewish teacher. He's teaching inside. Yeah. The house is packed with people. Suddenly, the roof is collapsing. Man, what are you doing? How you allow these guys to go on the roof and do this to your house?
Oh.
That's an offense. That's an insult.
Insult to the owner?
Absolutely.
And would it be like a cultural insult as well if it takes so long to redo a roof?
Absolutely.
Almost like when the enemy sneaks into the field and sows the weeds. I mean, well, no, I assume these guys they're willing to somehow run that offense, and they're somehow they must be willing to pay. They're going to have to pay,
either
right?
to pay or by their own hands. They came back. They came back and repaired the whole roof. Maybe with their healed friend even. You never know.
Oh, I like that, with their healed friend. Now, speaking of the healed friend, I often wonder now, and especially since you described this, why they didn't clear out down there. I mean, if I'm down there and chunks falling, I would think everybody want to get out, get
out of the house.
But nobody.
Everybody stayed there.
What the Lord was doing, God's presence must have been so strong in there.
So powerful in the house.
That nobody was moving.
Yeah.
Then you think about what Jesus had to know what was going on. Mm-hmm. He had to know this is going to be a prime example, a powerful example, a witness of these men's faith.
Yeah.
To believe in him that he would touch their friend, and that they would go to that kind of a risk, and they would be willing to offend and to be offensive and to pay the price.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And out of that, you think all of a sudden Jesus started saying, "I know what you're thinking to people." I mean, it was like God just started like a volcano of His power in there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
I never realized it was such a difficult, risky thing.
Very difficult. Takes a lot of time and effort. Hard work.
Thank you. How do we get off the roof?
We need to find some stairs in here. Okay. Let's go on a set from here.
All right.